In case the people viewing this video aren't subscribers of mine, I will introduce myself. My channel name is called Exeter World, in which I cover various topics around that of international relations, with my other series, the US Relations series, currently being my main form of content. But in the past week, I have finally hit over 100 subscribers. Yeah! So to celebrate hitting 100 subscribers, I will be starting a new series on my channel, that being the Global News Weekly Recap, in which at the end of every week, I will make a video going over the events involving international relations that have occurred within that week's time frame. And boy, did I pick a mighty fine week to start this series. So let's dive right into our Global News Weekly Recap. Let's start off with a more lighthearted story because I'm sure you guys all know what the bulk of this video is going to be about. Mexico's ambassador to Argentina resigns after being caught shoplifting. The ambassador's resignation was recently in late December of 2019 after he stole a book from a bookstore back in October. The book was only valued to be roughly $10 in worth. My guy, you're an ambassador. I 100% bet that you could have just asked any one of your assistants or whatever you call them to go back and pick up the book for you. Mexican media also reported that the ambassador also attempted to steal a t-shirt from a Mexican airport after returning home from Argentina. Mexican officials have also stated that this can be caused by the ambassador's medical issues caused by that of a removal of a brain tumor just a few years ago, which can cause behavioral changes. If this is true, I'm more just wondering why the Mexican government will let someone who has such a behavioral change to still hold this deal of power. But who knows? For all I know, this guy might just like stealing romantic novels. Next story. Bolivian ex-president Morales accused of sedition and terrorism. Arrest ordered. Well, back in mid-2019, during the Bolivian presidential elections, current president at the time, Evo Morales, defeated the up-and-coming Carlos Mesa over a 10% margin. This came across as pretty fishy due to a huge chunk of the population knowing that they did not vote for this dude. The Organization of American States conducted an audit which discovered widespread manipulation within the election. This includes data manipulation and mass changing of official records. This prompted many of Bolivia's citizens to protest against the corruption, with even the military and police siding with them as well. With the fear of possible overthrow, Morales moved to Mexico for political asylum, and many other countries recognize these events as a coup. But recently, in late December of 2019, Bolivian prosecutors issued an arrest warrant for the former president for sedition and terrorism. This is due to him prompting his supporters to blockade cities in order to counter political rivals, which caused protests and riots and ended with over 35 people dead. Morales did, however, recently move to Argentina for political asylum. Now let's move on to the next story and get into the real juicy stuff. You know, that Tropicana that you came here for. Yes. The whole US-Iranian tension. Well, the current phase of the two's tension started in December 31st of 2019 when a large group of anti-American protesters broke into the US Embassy within Baghdad, Iraq. Extreme damage was done to the embassy after the group started more intensive attacks. The group was eventually named as Hashd al-Shaabi, a branch of that of Hezbollah. Both of these groups are Iranian-backed paramilitary/terrorist groups depending on who you ask. The US quickly put Iran at blame for such an attack due to Iran's military general Qasem Soleimani harboring other US-recognized terrorists who were present and responsible for the embassy attack. So Iran and the United States did what they do best. With some peaceful words of diplomacy, some heavy shit went down. The United States conducted an airstrike on the convoy carrying both Qasem Soleimani and the other US-recognized terrorists due to their involvement in the embassy attacks, therefore killing them both. This, of course, didn't sit well with Iran, with the country threatening harsh retaliation against the United States, and the US isn't taking this threat lightly. US President Donald Trump has authorized for over 3,000 additional troops to be sent to Iraq and has also named a potential of 52 targets in the case that Iran does orchestrate an attack. Overall, this has to be one of the tensest military standoffs in recent history, and by the time of this video's upload, I'm sure there'll be plenty more news covering this event. But like I said, this will be a weekly series, and next week's video can cover any new information. Well, thank you guys for watching the first video of the Global News Weekly Recap. We'll still be doing the US Relations series, but we just wanted to shake things up a little bit this week. but make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions. See you guys soon. Just to let you guys know, I'm fully ready for World War III. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a professional Call of Duty and Fortnite athlete. I'm coming for you, Iran.